smoke cigarettes, I drink alcohol, and I definitely say sex is also a vice. I feel like a huge lack of control in my life, and I allow myself to feel in control when I'm being relaxed by some weed or taking a moment to breathe with my tobacco, you know, or letting loose with some alcohol or finding some dominance in a sexual partner, stuff like that. I think it's all an illusion. I don't know, coming from like abusive relationships and connections and stuff like that, I've been gaslit so much that I constantly am trying to figure out what's real.
Or when you have these emotion or these trauma bonding situations, how do you cope with them personally by yourself?
I feel like I don't. I feel like I continue to get into new things just to allow myself to feel like it's okay that I'm doing it in order to get it away from me, if that makes sense. Like, I know I deserve love, but there's also other voices and past experiences that are talking to me that are like, yeah, but you've done this, or this person treated you this way, so coming into something new, it can't be that same way, or it is going to be exactly that same way. I don't know how much I work it out in my own like space, because I allow that particular vice, sex and romance, to be like something to distract myself from me. And I find like dominance in the fact that I can cut my feelings off, or I can allow a certain situation to just be like, okay, cool, I'm never going to talk to them again, even though we just spent like a whole month or so like really connecting. I've had people do this to me as well, and this is where it's like, I don't know, coming from like abusive things, abusive relationships and connections and stuff like that, it makes me feel like I'm the abuser. And so I always have to question myself of, how am I doing wrong? How am I going to hurt this person? Because I have to be, right? Like, that's who I am, right? You know, I don't know, like, I feel I've been gaslit so much that I constantly am trying to figure out what's real and what's the real part of me, and what am I actually like taking forward from what I learned out of the abusive things, relationships and such, like, especially like with my mother and things like that. Like, my family just had some like recent drama, so not even just romance, but just any of these connections, I'm trying to like go back and see like what qualities have I taken from this. And I don't know, it's hard to decipher sometimes.
Yeah.
It comes up though. I mean, like, I don't even have to sit there and think about it. I'll just be hanging out with a new person, and I'm like, and this ugly thing comes out of me, and I'm like, that's not even me. Why am I? And they don't deserve this. So why am I putting this kind of energy or action into somebody that it's not warranted for? You know. Sorry, I keep getting nervous.
No, you're okay. You like being so honest and transparent. It's like really not. It's really beautiful to see, because you are aware of self and you are aware of the things that you do, and you're aware that you sometimes do things based on past situations, which a lot of people, it takes them a whole lot of years. Because how old are you?
I'm 26 now.
Yeah, so it takes them well into the 30s, personally myself, to even notice or even acknowledge that I do these behaviors because of past relationships, and I know they're bad, but I'm gonna do it because it gets a reaction, it gets a rise. It makes me feel that it'll make you stay, no matter how I act, no matter how it's like a testing thing, like let me see how far I can do this to see where they are. And yeah, and people are really attached to toxicity.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it personally until my recent relationship, that I was used to it, because it's like so peaceful and so cool and so chill. I'm used to rah crazy stuff, you know, and we don't realize that, dang, we've been with these people that have been so out of character of what we should be accepting.
Oof. And what you deserve, what serves you. And like, you bring that into the new relationship thinking, like, this has to be the case. Like, I can't have, like, the people that I'm involved with now I actually enjoy, but I have to continue to find ways to make it not okay. And like, I don't know, that takes away from who I am to them, because I'm like, I'm so guarded, and I feel like very muddy still. Like, I don't feel like I've washed everything off, and or there's like scrapes and cuts still. And I don't think I should go forward into something bruised and banged up. But like, I don't know how else to move forward. Like, that's just gonna heal on its own or with time. Which I also find to be like a bullshit ass phrase. Stuff doesn't heal in time. If you let it sit there, it'll just continue to rot and rot and rot. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's a blessing and a curse to be aware of my mentalities and my actions and stuff like that, because it's like, I may be aware of it, but it's like, when do I change it? How do I change it? Do I want to change it? Is the biggest one. I'm finding there's a lot of things that I want to change, but I don't feel like I'm enough of a person right now, because I'm not financially stable. I'm not stable in my career per se right now. Like, I don't know what direction I'm moving in, so I'm like, let me just continue this chaos and give whatever is coming out to anybody, because like, that's what it's going to be right now until I'm okay. It's like, I don't know why I continue to like think like that, move forward like that, but that's sort of what I'm doing right now.
Wow, this is so amazing. I really like this interview and this conversation. I really like it because it's just so much self-awareness, but at the same time, it's so much non-negotiable action, behavioral changes that, you know, it's like, I know I do this, but I just cannot change these things right now about me, because I feel that, you know, something that was unforeseen, you know, basically put you in this position. And I think the pandemic really rocked a lot of things. I believe it rocked a lot of people's world. And it really put people in a perspective of, do I want to continue to chase this dream, or should I just do this thing that everybody else does, which is like just get a regular job and work, get a career. And it's really straining to have to think like that when you were out west doing your thing, and then it's like you didn't see this. Like, everybody at the beginning of 2020, everybody was like, this is 2020, we are about to like change, everything is gonna change forever.
Twanky. I was excited.
Yeah, and it really did change the world. I think particularly the United States. I don't feel that, you know, things were dealt with properly. I feel that in your case of having to leave, because now you have to come out here and network all over again. If your networks out there don't really have networks here.
Right.
And I feel that in a sense of this new generation that we're coming to, it's more so if you're not popping on Instagram, then I don't know how to get with you and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, just the mentality of feeling that because I don't have everything in line, I'm chaos. So it's kind of like you look at yourself as chaos, so that's why.
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
You know, just stay there, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 2020 revealed how complacent I am with familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
And the toxic routine. Getting up, smoking my cigarettes, coming home, smoking weed after work until I'm stoned out of my gourd and go to sleep. Like, every week, finding someone to go hang out with, to drink and stuff like that, or to have sex with, stuff like that. Like, I'm wondering to myself, at what point in time do I recognize how much money I'm spending to do these things, and how much that's actually taking away from what I truly want to be doing, with photography and modeling, and I'm writing books right now. Like, I got a lot of ideas, but I choose to let the things that make me feel comfortable distract me from what I'm actually hungry for. Like, instead of going out to a cafe to like go work on my book or hit up all these people and like book shoots, I'm at home feeling sorry for myself with a drink and a cigarette and just sitting there, not even really thinking, being plain. I've also sort of relied on that to help my creative process, to allow myself to feel sick, to feel reliant on these things, to allow my creativity to come out. And it's like, I'm making some amazing things, but I don't honestly feel like that's what I should be using. That's not the source of my expression, but I'm just using it as such because it's familiar, it's easy. I don't have to sit with myself, straight edge sober, going through all these emotions and thoughts, and then figuring out how to put that on a canvas or in a poem or into a shoot idea. Like, I feel like a rolling stone, yo.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
I feel it. It's a trying place to be in, but I'm just so ready and excited to hear about the growth and the changes that you make, because I feel like in Desire, the biggest vice I would say you have is actually the sex and the trauma, and but I feel that you want to let them go, and I can't wait for you to be able to plant your feet,
to take off in the way that I want to, at the point that I want to. Because where I'm at now, I'm just like looking at the ground, and that's what I'm gonna hit, rather than looking up at the higher version of myself. It feels like unattainable. Doesn't seem feasible to get to that person, because I've allowed events and certain things in my life to take away from me and to take away from my path. And so I think like that makes it okay. I wasn't in control of that, so it's all right to act however I want to, because this person did this to me, or I couldn't help that I had to move or something like that. So I don't love you, thank you. Like, get back in there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Like I don't know, and it's rough when you have people that love you and see you and see the shiny in you and your potential and go, just be patient with yourself. And I'm like, there's 102 things I could be doing right now, and you're telling me to be patient, and you're watching me degrade myself. And I'm watching myself degrade into something like, I don't know, is it something in me that I need to spark to allow that change, or it's like, or should I like continue to look at everyone around me that is doing their damn thing, like that is working on themselves, they're doing the shadow work, they're doing the light work, they're doing what they need to do to survive and also maintain sanity and happiness. I don't know where that starts. Like, is it about surrounding people and behaviors and actions around you to get you to where you want to be? Or is it ultimately always just in here? It's like, I have to make that change. And it seems so scary. It seems like I don't want to obtain the unattainable higher self just because I don't know what it is. I don't know how to get there, which, I don't know, it's weird being in your own way constantly. And I know we all feel like that sometimes, if you're aware of it, if you're aware that you're literally your own problem. But I'm like, I just want to know how I can be my own solution. How can I hop out of my own way and get behind me and go push? And when do I do that? And when do I do it hard enough or soft enough or something like that? Like, reality is strange. And watching everybody go through their own struggle and trying to like maintain happiness for them takes away from mine. Because it's easier for me to help somebody else, to listen to somebody else. That's also a huge vice. Being a giver. It's a natural quality I have. Like, I'm a nurturer, very motherly or matronly or whatever. But, ooh, I be choosing people that like just suck that energy out of me, and then I feel like I have nothing left for myself. And then when it comes to mothering myself or nurturing myself, it just feels like stupid.
Yeah, because you give to people that you probably always look, we say we attract things, but I feel we look for things to attract. So we always look, so you being a giver, you probably always look to attract people that always need help. And you feel good because it's like, oh, I'm helping them out. But in reality, there are a lot of things that they can do to help themselves. And then also, they're not going to return that to you when you need it. When you are in your toughest spot. I think a lot of the work is done internally. And also spiritually. And being afraid of your higher self is not uncommon. Because we as people always want to know what's next. And when you get to your highest potential, it's just gonna, your highest potential is so, how do I say this? It's so great that what you see, and you're scared to be that great. So
what I gotta realize is like, this is where my impatience comes in. Instead of being fearful of that, this is maybe what my friends mean that love me. Be patient with yourself. Like, allow myself to go through the journey to obtain what I need to go through the struggle and trust that struggle, to continue to move forward. Like, you're not who you are. I just saw this little thing on Instagram for it was like, you're not who you are while you're standing up. It's when you're down. It's truly who you are. And trying to accept that is hard because it's like, I don't want to be down, and I don't want to continue to be there, and I don't want to continue to put myself there or allow outside factors put me there. But the fact is that's what's going on. So it's like, when do I make that choice to just fucking breathe, do what I can, and invest time in myself consistently? And I think that's real key. Like, instead of finding something else to go do or a way for me to breathe, like, actually take this breath, the actual breath, not the inhale of something else, and listen to myself. And mind you, I do shadow work. This is why I have some like awareness of self.
Like,
I do it, but you're right. Like, we're always wondering what's next, and I'm like, and I feel like I can't get there quick enough, and I feel like that's also why I'm afraid of that higher self, is because it's like, it's not already here. I've already gone through this shit. How much more do I have to go through to get there, to be her? I don't know. But like, to rush it, I feel like is also not serving myself. To be complacent in where I'm at is not serving myself. Using things to make myself comfortable in my struggle is not serving myself. Yet I continue to do so. But I find other things that help me pull myself up out of this, that like ease me into what I think life should be. Maintaining your spirit and like, and the sustenance of you, and not taking away from yourself just because someone else said you didn't deserve that.
Wow.
Woo!
Woo! I don't even think I'm aware of that, where myself, but oh, thank you.